Everyone, this is the Danger Yu-Gi-Oh channel, Sterling here, or Danger if you prefer, and I'm coming at you with another deck review. This time it's going to be one of my personal decks, and this is going to be my Zombie-Swarn, or Synchro Lightsworns, whichever one you prefer. Comes complete with an extra deck, side deck, and main deck today. So I'm going to start off with the main deck. Sort out the monsters real quick from it. Now, this deck has 4 key parts to the main deck. We have, of course, the Lightsworn part, and, of course, the zombie part. But then there's 2 other parts. So, of course, I'm going to start off with 3 Judgment Dragons. Unfortunately, I only have 2 raw yellow commons, and 1 copy of the Battle of Light's Revenge. Super shiny, awesome one, but I'll have to live with it. Then, 1 Celestia, premium gold. 2 common dragon. 3 Raden. That is going to be the main workhorse of this deck. Raden is going to be the thing that constantly mills your cards for you. And if this deck isn't milling, then you have a problem. 1 Lila, because, well, we need that spell and trap destruction. Ganareth. It's a decent card. As long as something else mills, you get another mill with it. Wolf, because, well, if it gets milled, it's summoned. Easy enough. Shire, because you're eventually going to get enough Lightsworns in the graveyard to make that worthwhile, just like Dragon. 2 Lumina to bring back your Lightsworns from the graveyard. And 2 Minerva as a level 3 tuner. And then 1 copy of Raikou, because, well, we like to blow things up. And in this day and age, we have crawlers out now, so face downs are becoming a little bit more of a common thing. So tossing down that Raikou first turn makes your opponent hesitate. It's like, is he running crawlers? Or is he running Raikou? And that's all you need. Of course, with that, things like Nobleman of Crossout might start seeing more play soon, but that's okay. Now, the next part of the deck is the other obvious portion. The zombies. I'm running 3 Plaugespreader and 3 Mizuki. Because you don't really care if they get milled. If they get milled, you start doing stuff with them. Then I'm running 1 beginning because, well, why not? Even though it's at more, I really didn't find the space to fit it in. Because we have these. 2 copies of Superbia and 1 copy of Eddie Era. These are very important in the deck because these are your secondary boss monsters to your JD and Dragon and your Synchros. In that case, where all you can work with is that Call of the Haunted, you've got both of those in the grave, well, both of them are hitting the field. So that's, in my opinion, pretty decent. And also they work well to summoning out your beginning, which is what they're normally used for. And the 4th portion is very confusing to most people. They don't understand it when they see these hit the field. So I'm running 1 copy of Demise with Under the World, 1 copy of Saphira with Hymn of Light, and 2 copies of Venu, Brightbird of Divinity, with 2 copies of Primal Cry. Normally these get 1 or both parts get milled beforehand, but if you can ever get them on the field, they are extremely powerful. Now, I've won games because I've summoned 1 of those. And it's crazy. Especially getting Saphira out there. Nobody expects these rituals in here. So they're like backup boss monsters that work well when hitting the graveyard. Now on to our spell cards. Our spell lineup is pretty short. But that's because we have a very large monster lineup and a decently large trap lineup. Now we're of course running 3 Realm of Light, but only 2 Lightsworn Sanctuary. Through playtesting, I've noticed that I'll be holding the 3rd copy with one milled off and 1 on the field, and there's really no point to it. Because by that time, I've already got a decently set up back row, and the game is more or less over. 1 copy of Solar Recharge, because we all need that draw power, and 2 copies of Charge of the Light Brigade. Yes, this is the premium gold version, of course. Now, I'm only running 2 Charge because at the time I built it, Charge was at 1. Charge was at 2. My bad. So at the time, it works. Actually, I don't normally search it out that often, much less draw it, even at 2. And that final card is going to be Foolish Burial. Because we all sometimes need to send that 1 card to the graveyard. Finally, on to our traps. Running 2 copies of Vanquishing Light because, well, counter traps are amazing. 2 copies of Light Spiral. 1 copy of Lightsworn Barrier. 2 copies of Lightsworn Judgment because we all need that JD in our hand. And then 1 copy of Glorious Illusion because we all need to bring back Raden, because Raden is the powerhouse of this deck. Searching for anything you need. Then I'm also running 3 Call of the Haunteds and 3 Beckoning Lights. That rounds out the main deck, which is a very large powerhouse on its own. So now I'm going to roll into the extra deck, which is 100% Synchro based currently. I have yet to acquire enough Link monsters to actually add in here, much less figuring out what to take out. The deck normally doesn't summon more than 1 on the field at a time anyways, unless you have complete control of the game. So I'm currently running 2 Sacred Warrior, level 6, and 2 Gravity Warrior, also level 6, because with Plaugespreader, summoning out your 8s and your 7s is a little harder at first. So you're normally going to go to the 6 with any 4 you have in the field, and then bring back Plaugespreader, should I say, sorry, using a personal nickname, or should I say a family nickname. My entire family calls it that, along with a few of my friends. And you use Plaugespreader to bounce into the 6, and then you bring it back to bounce into the 8. And then, of course, 3 copies of Michael, 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, because Luna is amazing. And, of course, you can stop your card from being destroyed. 1 Black Rose, because Aki needed some representation, as well as you occasionally need that extra JD. 1 Stardust, because everyone loves a Stardust. Then, into the Red Dragon Archfiend section of this, which makes up the remainder of the extra deck. 2 Red Dragon Archfiend, 2 Hot Reds, and 1 Scarlet. So that's it for the extra deck, and now I'm going to move happily into the side deck, which also contains 1 sleeve of cards that I carry on me, depending on the tournament I go to. These 3 get switched in. 1 copy of Honest, which is a Twilight Edition, limited edition, EN001. I know it's very, very damaged. It's been traded between me and my friends so many times. Then, of course, that 3rd copy of Lightsworn Judgment, and a copy of Light Spiral. These normally get switched out, whether or not I'm going against some heavy, heavy opponents. And they'll go into my side deck. And then my side deck contains a spare copy of Lila, 1 copy of Jane, 1 Arcus, another Shire, 2 more Raikos, 1 Superbia, another Twilight Edition Honest, and then 2 very surprising tech cards, Light Ray Diablos and Light Ray Daedalus. Those two have helped me out of so many games you won't even believe. So now, it's going to be our spare copy of Lightsworn Sanctuary, and that's the only spell. Then, my traps are fairly simple. 1 Beckoning Light, 1 Glorious Illusion, Lightsworn Barrier, and Vanquishing Light. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this every day. Well, not every day, but soon to be every day. As between me and my friends, we have a lot of decks that we go through and use. So I hope you all have an enjoyable day, and we'll see you in the next video.